Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm LeetCode, and if you guys are new to my channel, pretty much I do LeetCode style questions and try to explain things in the most simplistic way possible. And today I have a very interesting problem for you guys called Fizz Buzz. Let's read the problem statement. So pretty much he says we need to write a program that is going to output the string representation of numbers from 1 through n, right? And then as we're looping through them, we need to check if that number is a multiple of 3. If it's a multiple of 3, then we need to output fizz. If it's a multiple of 5, we need to output buzz. If it's a multiple of both, then we need to output fizz buzz, right? And then they give us an example right here. So it says 15. They give us a number 15 right now. We need to find, if it's we need to look through all the numbers between 1 through that specific number that you give 15. In this case, this is 15. Then if it's a multiple of 3, 5, or both, then we need to put either fizz buzz or fizz buzz or fizz buzz respectively. So if it's not a multiple of 3 or 5, then we output the actual number itself, as you guys can see from this example. So 1 is not a multiple of any of them, so you put the actual number in there. So yeah, so our approach of this particular question is going to be quite simple. We're going to loop through all the numbers from 1 through n, including n as well. And then as we're doing that, we're going to do a couple of statements, right? A couple of if statements that checks the criteria of that number, see if it matches that specific thing, right? So for example, we're gonna check 1, right? The first check we're gonna do is it a multiple of both, right? If it's a multiple of both, then we add fizz buzz to the output list that we're gonna have. And then if it's a multiple of 3 only, right? If it's not a multiple of both, right? It's a multiple of like 3 only, then we put fizz inside of the array. Okay. And then we do another check. Is it a multiple of 5? If it's a multiple of 5 only, then we output buzz. If it's not a multiple of any of them, then we output the actual number. So yeah, this is the approach that I'm going to do to solve this particular question. So right now, we need to have the actual. All right, so let's have here. So we're going to build our output array, output list, right? This is what we're going to populate to return our answer, right? So we're going to have a simple for loop, right? So we're going to do int I, right? The iterator, right? I is equal to 1, right? Because we need to start from 1 to n, right? I is less than or equal to n, right? Because we need to go all the way to n, including n as well. And then I plus plus, right? And then we do our first check, right? First check, like I said, guys, we need to check if it's a multiple of both. If it is a multiple of both, then we're gonna output fizz buzz. So we check that that specific I. If I is a multiple of 3, and also if I is a multiple of 5 as well, right? Then we do res.add, then we add fizz buzz to our output array, right? Fizz buzz, right? And if that check fails, right, then we go to our next check, okay? If I is a multiple of 3 only, right, then we put fizz. Right? And then it checks again. If that fails, then it checks this other if statement. See if that's the case, right? If I is a multiple, right? If it's not a multiple of 3, Then we check if it's not, is it a multiple of 5? If it is, then we will output buzz, right? Right, and then the last thing, if it's not a multiple of 3 or is not a multiple of 5, then we know that we just like the example they give, right? Then we just simply output. No, we just add that number, right? We just add that number plain, right? We don't need to output Fizz or Buzz, right? So we do integer to string, and then we pass in the I, right? Because that's gonna turn into a string, that specific number, right? So after we're done with that, then we return the result to color, right? So yeah, so let's check it out. Let's click on run. All right, so like it passed that first test case. So let's click on submit. Kind of slow. All right. It looks like we passed all the test cases. Yeah. So this particular problem is a very interesting problem. There's a lot. There's pretty simple. That's probably get this as a warm up. To doing more complex problems. So yeah, guys, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and let me know in the comment section if I did a pretty good job on that. And if you guys are new here, so subscribe to the channel, and yeah, well, I'll be solving a lot of problems, and yeah, uploading a lot more. So yeah, let me know of any feedback, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.